NASCAR's Mike Helton addresses the motorsports media following the February 2001 Daytona 500, uttering those now infamous words that almost the entire world can still remember to this day. We've lost Dale Earnhardt. I don't know about you, but I remember where I was at when the direction of my life was formed, Michigan International Speedway, on August 23, 1974, when I saw Richard Petty's fire red and petty blue Dodge go screaming by. Since then, probably just like you, we've been hooked. From our first media gig at the tender age of 15 in 1983 with Grand National Scene, to printing our own Supercars Today magazine in the 1990s, hence our name. Nothing against our open wheel friends, but if it has fenders, our nosy nature wants to find out the who, the why, and the how. We don't necessarily interview these people, we have conversations. So please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified of new content every Tuesday at noon. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment on, and share these videos. Today on the program, but let's back up a tick. We've all seen the success that Earnhardt Sr. had in his racing career. 7 NASCAR titles, 76 victories, winner of the 1998 Daytona 500, and numerous other awards. But he also changed the industry as far as fan interaction, souvenir sales, and other aspects. So it was more than just checkered flags. What if, just imagine, a racing world if it all ended in November of 1976?
The Universal Racing Network, back at Atlanta International Raceway, the 17th annual running of the Dixie 500, and the most prestigious and the highest paying Dixie 500 with $159,525 on the line.
As a struggling local racer that season, Earnhardt accepted a cup ride from trucker Johnny Ray, who himself suffered almost life-threatening injuries in that season's Daytona 500. Ray, from Eastaboga, Alabama, was trying to spend money to do it right, buying cars from Dygaard and Darrell Waltrip, and having drivers like Johnny Rutherford in them. And Dale's father-by-law, Robert G., was helping to maintain them. At the 1976 Dixie 500 at Atlanta, unable to qualify in the first round, Dale ran Saturday, posting a lap of 158.840 miles per hour, which clocked in 8th fastest and turned heads. After a few laps, I was gaining confidence. I'm beginning to feel comfortable. I talked to Richard Petty yesterday, and he gave me some tips about the grooves and approaches to turns, said the then 27-year-old. I slept on those tips and feel better today. This represents quite a challenge. Since Earnhardt turned his lap on the second day, he would start 16th, almost mid-pack. I want to do well. Johnny took a chance on me.
We're back at the Atlanta International Raceway, and here is your starting lineup. And on the outside from Kannapolis, North Carolina, the high-gain Chevrolet, car number 77, Dale Earnhardt. A crowd on its feet, ready and waiting for that green flag. They're still holding them, and the green flag flies, and the Dixie 500 is underway.
Buddy Baker won the pole and led the first 11 laps. But Dave Marcus asserted himself early as a threat in the K&K Dodge by taking the lead on lap 14 and holding it for 49 laps. Earnhardt, meanwhile, settled into a mid-pack position, gaining spots and experience. Some were even now wondering if maybe Ralph Earnhardt's third child could finish in the top 10.
We're trying to get his number. It's car number 77, Dale Earnhardt, and he moved to the bottom side of the track. He gained control. It did not bring out the caution. Dale Earnhardt, who was not in danger, that did not bring out the caution, and he is moving once again. Earnhardt moving down this front straightaway in the high-gain Chevrolet. He's from Kannapolis, North Carolina, and the rookie learned a lot. And a car spinning out down pit road. Car number 90 coming down. He had to lock it down, and As he came down the car number 88, also coming down pit road, and Brooks's car completely spinning around. He's headed back in the wrong direction, and they're trying to get him turned around.
Brooks said later, "It just goes to show you, once a race car breaks, you should park it."
10 seconds. Action in a car going over and over in turn 3 and 4. I can't get the numbers over there. Car number 90 was the car. No, that was one of the car. Number 77 was the car that flipped over in the turn. Dale Earnhardt. He flipped at least 4 times in that turn as he and Dick Brooks collided in the turn. And now another car, Terry Bivens, has stopped running over to the car. Dale Earnhardt in that car. That car flipped at least 3 or 4 times in the air sideways. It was rolling up in the air. It hit down, went up again. They're over to that car, and Terry Bivens stopped his car, went over to Brooks for a moment, and they ran over, the two of them, over to the Dale Earnhardt car. They're quickly over to those cars. The 3 cars are stopped. No, Brooks was not the other driver over there. Brooks is just now getting out of his car. Someone else over there. Only one driver over there, and that was Terry Bivens. We mentioned that Bivens was coming very slowly around that 3rd and 4th turn a moment ago. And when he was coming around that 3rd and 4th turn, he stopped his car. He saw the action over to his left as the Earnhardt car got airborne and rolled sideways in the air at least 3 or 4 times. It hit, went back into the air, and rolled again.
Terry Bivens, already running slow on the apron, jumped from his car and found a slumped-over-the-wheel Dale Sr. I looked into Dick's car, and he seemed okay, so I went to Dale's. He wasn't moving, so I took his helmet off. When rescue workers arrived, it took them 10 minutes to pull Dale from the mangled sheet metal. They looked into his eyes, and they felt he'd be okay. Earnhardt did walk to the ambulance and recalled after the hit it was just a blur. Brooks did say something in the right front suspension broke, sending him on top of the 3rd turn rail, and Earnhardt had nowhere to go. "Maybe I should have gone high," he said. Dale was visibly upset in the days afterwards, saying it was the only car Johnny had. It was the same one he broke his neck in at Daytona. Now it's torn all to, well, you know. Despite a cut on his hand, Dale said he was fine, but I feel like the winning horse of the Kentucky Derby had trampled on me.
Okay, can you tell us exactly what happened over there?
Well, I started in the corner. Brooks' car broke loose and went hard to the right to the wall. So I was down low, so I stayed low. Well, he beat me back to the cutting point, so we got together down low. That's when we hit.
Dale, I know the folks back home want to hear it from you. You A-okay?
Yeah, we fine. The race car's in a bad shape.
Dale, you really look good out there today. How was the track?
Well, it's getting a little greasy, but we was working with it as far as my driving and all in the car and all this get loose as the tires wore, but we was doing pretty decent. I broke the car loose and spun it myself earlier, and I was just cautious with that. And just a few laps before I had the crash there, I seen the Brooks in the pits here backwards, and I told Johnny on the radio that so we got a little action there in the pits at me. He says, yeah, and laughed. A couple laps later, I seen him come down the back stretch, in front of us there, and then he went to the corner there and hit the wall there.
Dale, how about next year? You going to run for Rookie of the Year?
No, I got no plans to right now. Got no sponsors to. I'm trying to work out a deal, try to run for the Sportsman National Championship next year and maybe for the Grand National Rookie next year.
Dale, I know for the friends back home in the Kannapolis Concord area, they'd like to hear it from you that you're A-okay.
Yeah, we fine. We just need a new race car now.
Ray would say later, though, "Hey, don't worry about it. We can build another one of these, but we can't build another race driver." The incident was the final yellow of the event, 41 laps to be precise, and when the green came back out, it was Yarborough, Marcus, Pearson, and Donnie Allison, the last cars in the lead lap. But finally Marcus took control.
The white flag should be displayed this time 2, Dave Marcus or David Pearson, whoever comes down first. Pearson is diving low in the third and fourth turn. He's got a nose up alongside of Marcus. Marcus taking that high road. Marcus beats him off of the turn, though. As they come down, the white flag is unfurled to Dave Marcus. Marcus going down into that first turn as he comes toward you, Hale Overton. Well, the determined Dave Marcus has a car length lead over the sly Silver Fox. David Pearson, it maintains about a 1 car length lead through turn 2. Dollar marks in both of these fellas' eyes. $16,415 go to the winner. A 3 car length now into turn 3 for Dave Marcus. Can David Pearson do it? It's $6,000 between first and second. They come up on some slower traffic as they move up on Gene Felton. They're coming off of the fourth turn. Marcus takes the low road. He leads Pearson down the line, and Dave Marcus takes the Dixie 500.
Okay, we have with us Dave Marcus, the winner of the race. And Dave, how about it?
Well, it feels darn good.
Well, when did you know you could go put it away?
Well, I guess I never knew till I seen the checkered flag, but right there at the end, you know, Harry told me on the watch, try it high, and then he said try it low, and we found out that if we go up high, it would kind of cool the tires, and then when I come back down low, well, we'd pick up for about 3 laps, and then Harry says, well, it dropped off a little bit, so go back up high and cool them again, and that's what we did, and then the last 2 laps, I just went down low, and of course, he couldn't run down there.
David couldn't stay down on the low side with you?
His car was pushing a little too much, and like I say, when I'd go high and cool the tire, Harry found it on the stopwatch, and when I'd come back low, it just was a couple tenths quicker, so that's what we done.
Dave, the toughest competition of the year, and you were involved in most of it all day. Did the track get rough at the end?
Not really. The track's in good shape. You know, I won the race, so why would I say it got rough?
Let's get Harry Hyde over here right quick. And Harry, that 71 Dodge was flying.
Dave Marcus deserves a lot better, and we try to give him the best we can, but really he puts his heart in it and drives his heart out, and he deserves better, and I just hope that I'm around long enough to give him better. I think this guy has got a great future, and he just doesn't seem to make too many mistakes, and we're just hoping we can correct enough of ours. And I know that our boss, Nard Crosskoff at K&K Insurance, feels the same way about it.
Well, I tell you what, Harry, it performed superbly today. Congratulations.
Beautiful, and we appreciate it. And our engine man and our fabricator back at the shop, we want to say hello to them. Them boys worked awful hard on the car, especially to our engine man, Randy Dorton. That was his engine, and he was put a lot of pride in it.
During the winter, Dale worked to help restore the car for Ray with his father-in-law, Robert G., and Johnny Rutherford drove it in 1977. Dale Sr. continued on his short track schedule until his break in 1978, driving Will Cronkite's car, which led to his first full-time gig in 1979. And the rest, they say, is history. But what about the others? Bivens barely lost the 76 rookie title to Skip Manning, but still raced in the Midwest for decades. Brooks went on driving the number 90 for owner and icon Wesley Christian Junie Donlovey Jr. His last start came driving for Rick Hendrick at Charlotte in 1985. He will go on to own Dick Brooks Honda in Greer, South Carolina, as well as entering motorsports media and pit reporting for MRN. He passed away in 2006. Dave Marcus? Well, he's still as sharp as ever, making appearances at events throughout the seasons, attempting land speed records in the stock car class, and if you call the shop, you will more than likely get him answering the phone. As for Johnny Ray, he passed away in 2020, but he leaves a legacy with his son Kevin, who ran ARCA races in the 1990s and has been team manager for David Gilliland Racing and currently Tricon Garage. As for Earnhardt Sr., we could take years on this channel talking about what a NASCAR would be without him. And I'd prefer not to imagine it because to me it's unfathomable, and rightfully so. Thanks for listening.